Hi there, it's real estate coach Josh Fegan, and welcome to this week's coaching tip. Today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs and the reality of growth. You see, as an individual agent, we can understand what happens. You first start out and you're going out there trying to get those open for inspections. And you know how busy it is when all of a sudden you've got 3 opens on a Saturday. Having to get it all prepared, getting the open for inspection pointer boards there, and being in a position that you're starting to think about, wow, how am I going to really manage my diary? And one day you need to step up and you get to a point that maybe you've got 5 open for inspections. And as you start to become potentially more of an auction agent to reduce your days on market, now you might have 5 opens and also 2 auctions. And before you know it, it becomes a really busy Saturday. And then all of a sudden your business starts to grow and you start thinking, well, I need to put on an assistant. And usually when we put on an assistant, we don't necessarily think about the age, profile and demographic of our end consumer. And so before you know it, you're out there doing open for inspections, but you're worried about that individual actually doing the opens for you because maybe they're a bit young, or maybe they're a bit junior, or maybe they're just completely untrained to actually go and do those particular things. Then what happens? The business starts to scale. You start to get into 6, 7, 8, 9 open for inspections on a Saturday, and then all of a sudden it hits you. You're inside of a listing presentation, you're about to list a property, and the customer says, will you be at every single one of my open homes? And this becomes a real challenge because not only at a pride level, but also at an ego level, you never want to lose the business. And so you say to the consumer, yes, I'm definitely going to be there. And then before you know it, you've got all of these competing demands. That is the beginning of a limiting belief that will actually prevent further growth. You see, great agents have got to learn how to scale. And we have seen inside of the real estate industry, people move from 5 to 10, 15 to 20, and even at their peak, 35 open for inspections on a Saturday. Now, a lot of people say, well, look, how could you run 35 open homes successfully? Well, that's about really building an individual team of people that can also do their 5, 6, or 7 open for inspections underneath your banner as an individual agent. Now, what do you say when you're inside of the listing presentation talking to the vendor? Well, the easiest way is to actually bring that objection up first. You know that as you grow and as you scale, you're going to be an easy target for junior agents that are on their way through inside of the industry. So they're definitely going to walk in and say, you got to be careful of that particular agent because they probably won't even be at your open home. Well, the easiest way to overcome that is to bring that objection up first when you're working with the client. Just so that you know, there's a lot of agents that will probably tell you that I'm not going to be at your open home. And the reality of it is that I can absolutely guarantee that it'll either be myself or my assistant Hannah who will definitely be there at the open for inspection. Now, if you want to make sure that they don't have any problems with that, stop calling your assistant Hannah your assistant. So then you can say, hey, look, I'm going to let you know that it's going to be either myself or Hannah that will be at every single one of your open homes. And the reason why that's so critically important is I want to map the right person inside of my team to be working with the right client who's going to be walking through your front door. Now, the reason why that's critically important is that you want them to start to feel comfortable with the people that are on the inside of your business. And so that's why it's important that we're not just employing juniors, but people that actually have the capability to be able to do that open for inspection so that your business can scale. Now, the challenge is also too about how the industry has gone about introducing itself. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. Usually you say, hi, it's Josh Fegan calling from such and such firm. Now, the reality of it is that as soon as I put the Josh Fegan into it, we're now starting to get ourselves into the position that we're talking about individual and personal brands. And that's where the limiting belief comes in. Let's say that Virgin Australia called you. They wouldn't get on the phone and say, hi, it's Josh Fegan calling from Virgin Australia. They'd actually get on the phone and say, hi, it's Josh calling from Virgin. Now, that's an interesting thing because now it doesn't matter what the surname is, we're actually here to represent the brand. So maybe that's where the industry has gone wrong, where we've actually allowed all of these individual sub-agent brands, which means that we no longer look at the brand quality to actually determine overall success. Now, that's just one example of a limiting belief, but I think it's a really important one because your business needs to scale from 3 opens on a Saturday to 5 opens to 10 to at least 15 if you're going to start to write some of the bigger numbers. You see, some of the best agents in the country, if you're doing 100 transactions a year, it's really important that you start to think about that scale element because believe it or not, you actually get to meet more buyers more often, which actually makes the sales process not only a lot easier, but actually produces a much better result for the client because you've got access to more buyers in the price range than any other agent. So really think about what are the things that are really limiting your growth right now. What are the objections that you're getting that if you handle better would actually allow you to really set you free and allow you to grow? Because it's critical that you can build a business that still allows you to holiday and allows you to still be running listings and sales in your marketplace. It's really important that you scale with a quality team. I hope you've enjoyed this week's coaching tip, and I look forward to seeing you next week.